Just purchased two Proces servers, and if you're asking me how I did it, this is how I did it. When I click on static residential Proces, I practically just want, an IP address, and I don't want it to be capped. I don't want 2 gig, I don't want 3 gig, I want unlimited. So when I click on this, I come and I click on recharge. So on this recharge, it would show me if I want it 7 days or if I want it 1 month. Like here, for instance, if I choose 7 days, I'll be paying $42 per IP. But if I choose, which is per IP in a day, so I'll be given one IP address, and for a day or for each day I use this IP address, I get to pay $0.42, right? So for the 7 days, it usually comes up with 7 days, one IP address, $3. So if I'm paying um for one IP for 7 days, I'm practically paying $3 to use one IP address for 7 days. Now the only thing is that this IP address would not be capped, so there's something like this amount of data, that amount of data. So I was able to buy one from the US. I was also able to buy one from Britain. Now what I used to really do is to have lots of them when I'm working, as many as possible like this, because I'm streaming. Like I would want to be using so many of them to watch YouTube videos. I also do from Canada as well, to watch my YouTube videos and all that. So you can see only IP addresses. If I get a total of 31 IP addresses, I'm spending almost $100, right? So this is how I get IP addresses. But for the sake of this tutorial, I only bought one US and one Britain. So I have one of each, which if I take you back here, you'll be able to see them on my dashboard. I have one of each of them. Okay, this is it over here. Static residential. Okay, let me just come here, click on static. Okay, good. So this is it. I've already gotten two. So now I've gotten these two already. It's time for me to activate them. So for me to activate them, I need to scroll down over here, and where it says 7 days period, which is what I have access to already, I will just simply click on okay, like now I can see all remaining IPs. I have two because I bought a total of two static. I'm going to go to the US remaining. So now I've choose US remaining. It's going to show me like all the states in the US. I can see Virginia. I can see any location. I can actually choose from one state to another state. Like if I want Florida. So now you get to see to show me IP addresses for Florida, Miami. Now if I want to drive traffic to, let's say, a YouTube channel that does content that will be quite interesting for people around that city, things like crypto, things like gambling, forex, mortgage. Florida would look things like gambling, things like forex, things that involve moving like heavy money. Florida would be nice. Then if I want to do normal things like maybe mortgaging, Virginia would be nice. So I'll be driving this traffic to a couple of YouTube pages. These YouTube channels or these YouTube videos I'll be watching, I think Florida just works well with me. So I'm going to leave the state at Florida. If I leave it at all, I'll be able to see the both of them mixed together. But then I can actually just choose one and get my preferred location. So for instance, I think I can see California over here. Okay, good. You get the point. So now let's assume I want to use California, for instance. All I need to do is to click on where it says extract, right? I can click on extract. It will now tell me if you choose to use this IP, one corresponding balance will be deducted. You can check in its usage list. So what this means is that these are the IP addresses now. Should I claim this Los Angeles? I don't know if you guys have used this app where you want to use like a US number or a UK number. So when you open the app, you see lots of phone numbers, and then any number you click, they will tell you, okay, do you want to buy this phone number for maybe 7 days or 1 month? So depending on whatever you choose, I think let me use an example here. So this is one of my favorite companies. They don't work on all sites, but they work on WhatsApp. It's called Hush.com. So let's say for instance you're a Nigerian, but you want a US phone number, right? And you want a US phone number you can use to make calls and all that. So this app, which is Hush.com, gives you like a privacy. So let's say for instance I want a US phone number. I can click here, and I think I still have an account with them, and my account is even still active. So I have a phone number with these people, and so because I have, I think I'm confusing you guys. Let me just take it one step and log in first. Let me just log in first, then to make more sense to you all. So I'm practically trying to say is that there's some websites that will give you a list of phone numbers, right, and tell you, okay, choose the phone number you want to buy. So when you choose the phone number you want to buy, they will now tell you, okay, are you paying for it? You say yes, I'm paying for it, and then you just pay for it, and they give you the phone number. For instance, now this is me. I've logged in. You can see my email. I have up to $20 credit over here. Like I have some credit over here. So if I show you my phone numbers, which is the phone numbers I've used on this app, you can see that I have this phone number here that I got. You can see this is the phone number I use. Now, if I want to buy another phone number, I can come here and say get a new phone number. So what will happen is that it would take me to a place where I will choose I want a US phone number or a Canada or a UK. Let's say I use UK. It will ask me, okay, what phone number would you want? Is it like what kind of phone number? I want a mobile phone number, the one I can use to do WhatsApp, for instance, so not mobile phone number. So now it's showing me different phone numbers, right? So if I choose any of this phone number, I can now pay for it. I can pay for 7 days or I can pay for 1 month. So let's say I pay for 7 days. If I pay for 7 days now, I will be able to use this phone number to register WhatsApp. I'll be able to make calls from this phone number. So practically, I'm practically saying I want to register for a UK phone number, and I've choose the phone number I want, and so I cannot pay with my credits, right? So if I just say I want to pay right now with this credits, if I just click on it right now, it's going to buy that phone number for me, but I don't need it. So this is practically something similar to what they do over here. Whenever you click on static residential process, it will practically show you the process you have. So at default, it used to be 0, but when you click on recharge, you'll now be able to put in like how many process would you want to buy. So in the beginning, I choose before I made this video, I choose one US and one UK. So after then, I saw two IPs here. So this means that I now have the units and I have the ability to use two IP addresses. So now I have two IPs. If I come here, you can see proxy lists. If I go here, you can see using lists. So this proxy list refers to the lots of proxies that are available, right? Just like you can see lots of phone numbers that are available. Now, using lists is the one that maybe I've bought. Like if you notice, you would see that there are lots of phone numbers, but the only one I have, which is the one I bought, you could see how it was active. So at the moment, there is no proxy that is active here that I'm actually working on. So practically, this is empty, right? So now, if I go back to the proxy lists and I try to extract, if I extract any of these ones, it will tell me that, oh, if you want to get this IP address now, one one will be one will be removing from your balance. That means where it has two now, one will be deducted. So I can say I confirm. Now what will happen is it will now authenticate, and now it has removed from one, and now this simply means now if I go to the using list, you'll be able to see I now have a proxy to use. So let's go back to the bots. Now remember on this software, which is this software we're using, the Microsoft RODP. If you don't have it on your computer and you're wondering how I'm using a Mac but I'm able to use a Windows, go download the remote Microsoft Remote Desktop app. This is what it looks like over here. So I already have like an Amazon Windows server running, which is currently what you would see over here. So if I maximize, this is a computer now, which is a Windows computer on RODP. Now, what I want to do is to use this proxy, this one that I just redeemed now, this one for California, right? I want to use this California IP. See it here. I want to use this California IP right now, and I want to put it on my OKEG bots. So if I put this on my OKEG bots, I will not be able to not just drive traffic from the normal default location, but I'll be able to drive traffic from California. So let me show you an example. If I go back to this and I maximize, let's say I turn this bot on. You can see it's at default location. So I'm going to turn this on. So when this bot turns on, I will go to or.net. So this is just so we can confirm the IP address. Right, so I'll just go to or.net. So you can see right now, still the same thing. I'm using like the IP from the US. You can also see the ISPs, Amazon. If I head over to check scam Letics, if I check scam Letics, it won't show us red positively because the IP will be kind of unique to us. But let's click here, check IP. You can see low risk, 100% low risk. That's because this IP is giving us is kind of, I mean, unique, right? It has not been used for anything bad before. Scamalytics shows you IP addresses that has been flagged by their systems. However, some websites don't accept traffic from certain ISP. For instance, if I want to open YouTube now, let me open youtube.com. I might not be able to watch any video on youtube.com, and this is because I'll be told something like, oh, you know what, search, log in and search for, okay, log in so we can confirm you're not a robot. It's not giving us issues now, but usually YouTube will tell you things like, okay, maybe that's because, let me search for something. Let me search for okay bot. Okay, so let me try to open the last episode we created. You can see it's saying sign in to confirm you're not a robot. So now the major reason why we're seeing this is even because of the IP, right? So the IP is one of the biggest reasons we're seeing this. Let me turn off the bot. So now what I would want us to do is to create a new location. So this location is basically trying to add Proces to this account. So let me show you how it works. So I'm going to hit on the menu over here, and I'm going to click on creator mode, and I'll click on create locations, and I'll put in the time zone. So I'm going to be doing this with California, which is California. What's the time zone of California again? California. Okay, let me check what the time zone of California is. Okay, this should be time zone in California. Pacific, not this. In California. I think I need to do California that's how we used to do it. You see okay, let me see. Okay. IANA, yeah, this is it. IANA time, okay, California. Um Pacific time zone. Okay, so I'm going to come back here and I'll type Pacific okay, Pacific time zone. No, this is not what I'm looking for. Like, I think this is where I'll go with oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't very descriptive. Okay, it's America, Los Angeles. That is the answer. So I'm going to come here and I'll put in America, Los Angeles. So on the next update, this is gonna be automated, but as of now, we have to put the time zone manually. So now I'm gonna head back to OKBots. So I'm gonna head back to my browser, which is my Mac, and I'll try to copy this detail. So I will start with copying the IP address. So I'm going to copy. I will head back to the Arudu here, which is the remote desktop, and I will paste. You can see I've pasted it. I'm going to put in the port. So I'm going to go back here. The port is 6305. So I'm going to paste this 6305. I'm going to copy the username, and I'll paste the username. Okay, and I'm going to copy the password, and I'll paste the password. So you see I did not blow anything. That's because I want you all to see how it works in real time. And I also even went as far as using ChatGPT. That's just to show you that you have to make sure everything is properly dotted. So I'm going to click add to Proces chain, and you can see that this location we created over here has been added. So I could add as many Proces as possible that I have from California, and they would all work perfectly fine. But I will just work with only this one I have. I'm going to call this California underscore one, which means one, and I'm going to save this. So now I've saved this particular location, which is this particular process details. If I go back to use the software again, I will do two tests. The first test, I would on it, leaving it at the default location, which is this default location here. And the second test, I will on it, putting it at California 1. So let's start with the default location. So just like before, if we turn this at the default location, we're going to see it's going to use Amazon AWS IP. So just you've actually seen this in the past, but I'm just doing this again so you can actually see where using a proxy comes in. You can see this is United States. You can see the Amazon AWS is the ISP. If I switch this off, let me switch this off. Okay, so if I switch this off and I on it again, but this time around, instead of leaving it at location, I'm going to use California 1 and I'll turn it on. Now, as long as I didn't make any mistake with that proxy, it would work well. But however, if the details are incorrect, it will just shut down or something. Okay, fine, it's correct. So we copied it just the way it is on the website. So I'm going to go to or.net. Now you can see that the ISP has changed. It's now showing us from another location. So instead of Amazon, it's now showing us, this network. Now what if I open YouTube? So I'm going to go to YouTube again. I'm going to open YouTube. Now some IP addresses are being banned from Google services. So okay, this was not banned. So I'm going to search for OKBot. Now, if you notice, it's kind of very slow a bit. That is because before we were using Amazon AWS network, and now we're using this. Now you can see it's playing. The video is playing, but it was not playing when we used Amazon. It's because Amazon might pass Google Scam Analytics, but they already know Amazon is bad. So I'm actually saying this because I saw a comment not too long on a comment on my what's it called again, a comment on the page where somebody said something around they had turned the bot on for hours and they were not seeing watch hours increase. So I'm glad you can actually see this for yourself. If okay, let me turn on another bot, but this time around I would use default location. So I'm going to turn bot 2 and leave it at default location, and I will turn it on. So one of them can actually watch a YouTube video, which is this video, while the other one cannot watch a YouTube video. That's because one of them happens to be using Amazon AWS as an ISP. So Google already feels like if your traffic is coming in from Amazon AWS, then probably something is wrong and you're probably a bot. But then if it's not coming in from Amazon AWS, maybe a reputable, you can see it will let you go on. So on episode 3, I will teach you on how to be loading this traffic from different locations. I will be loading one traffic from the UK, another traffic will be coming in from the US. So see you at episode, is it episode 3 or episode 4? See you at episode 4.